This is the Colette by Kaya Papaya. It's this bag right here. So it gets a double pull zipper. It's a really wide opening bag, so you can open it from the top all the way down half the side. And then I'm using navy vinyl for the coordinating. These are going to be the shoulder strap attachments, which is this part right here. This gets sewn on the bag, and that is what the shoulder straps attach to. That's what these are. This is the bottom of the bag. I interface mine with Peltex. Here are the shoulder straps. I'm going to start with these. This is just the inside pieces. Front and the back of the bag are the exact same. And then the interior has a zipper pocket on one side and then a slip pocket on the other side. Because this material is really thin, I have to sew this on with my domestic sewing machine. This is too strong for it. It would like shred the material. But I interface all of my material with SF101. I also leave my zipper pocket open. We're going to sew this bag inside out, so we're going to pull it right side out through this pocket. Let me set all this aside. Also, let's go ahead, get these shoulder straps done. No, the custom orders are not opened up. I have vacation in July for 2 weeks. So I'm leaving mid-July and I'll be back around the end of July. So I'm hoping to open them back up at the beginning of August. Alright, our shoulder straps, I am prepping them to have a nice clean edge. My shoulder straps don't have a raw edge. Sometimes some people sew their shoulder straps and then they put what's called an edge cap on it. I don't use those. I do have a tutorial in my TikToks about how to do this if you're interested. What's the name of this pattern? This is the Colette by Kaya Papaya. It's a great pattern. They have a Facebook group. I think it's like a mother-daughter team. They have a great Facebook group. A lot of people share a lot of stuff that they make, give like tips and stuff on how they do certain things. But they are the sweetest ladies. Thanks, Cassie. Okay, so I have my shoulder strap prepped. This is going to give me a nice clean edge on my shoulder straps. Let me get some of these clips out of here. And then this is going to be folded up. So you fold it to the halfway point, and then you fold it over again to also give you a nice clean edge. So instead of using a whole bunch of clips to clip down the folds, I use 1/2" double-sided tape. I get mine from Wawak, W-A-W-A-K. And it's going to hold everything together while I'm sewing, so I don't have to fuss with a whole bunch of clips. Sorry I'm on the late today. No worries. How long have you been making these? Oh, bags. Like 7 years. Okay, so to get a nice clean edge, the first step is to fold over the edge, and then you just fold in both sides. I'm just going to use one little clip at the end, and then I'm just going to fold up the whole way. And then I'm going to fold down this side, fold over the edge, clip that in place, and then do the exact same thing on the other side. So that's what that side looks like. Thanks, Monica. People are going to ask you nonstop where I got what. I must have missed the question. Thanks, Keisha. What was the name of the Facebook page? Kaya Papaya Patterns. If you're asking where to get this pattern, I think it's Kaya Papaya Patterns. Okay, so it's folded over the top and then each side is folded in almost halfway. And then I'm going to take my clips off, fold this over, and then sew it down. So my custom vinyl, I have my prints, I have a supplier that prints them for me. That's the only information I don't share. My solid color vinyl, like this right here, I get this from Marine Vinyl Fabrics. And I'm using a 5-stitch length to sew this up. And once I'm done, I'll show you guys up close what it looks like. I'm going to trim my thread where I started. And then come all the way down. So here we go. This is what the strap looks like. There's no raw edge. And then here's the back of it. Do you have any butterfly patterns? I'm not sure if I'm sold out of all my butterflies or not. I'm not sure. I do have a butterfly collection on my website. You can check there. If I have anything, it'll be listed there. Speaking of, I'm going to go ahead and add this to my website. That way, if anyone is interested in buying this bag, it'll be available for you. Okay, second shoulder strap. Going to do the exact same thing. Double-sided tape, 1/2 inch, right down the center. This is also called leather tape. And then fold it up. So fold over the bottom and then fold in the sides. I just want to replace that strap. I finally checked. Oh, no problem. I'm glad it got to you. I'm the same way. I'm terrible at checking my mail. USPS has this way that you can sign up to get your mail notifications. So if you sign up, I guess they scan every piece of mail into the system before it comes to your address. So I signed up for it. So every morning I get a notification if I get any mail. And I just open the notification and I literally check my mailbox like once a week. I already know what's in there. And it's never any checks. So there's no point. Hi, Crystal. Can you add the notebooks? Yeah. Yes. Let me sew this up and then I'll just take a quick picture of it. The notebook that I have in there is a different colorway, so I'm going to have to take a photo and then I can add that listing. You just bought the owl bag? Thanks, Barbara. I'll get it out into the mail first thing tomorrow. And you get to watch it be made. I'm the same with the postal service. Yeah, it's so convenient. I love it. And my man, he has the same thing. So he gets the notifications. And then he'll be like, did you get the mail today? Nope. Thanks, Lauren. All right, let's come back down. And then I'll take a quick photo of that notebook. You gotta have some fast fingers though. Okay, so this strap is all done. That's the front, that is the back. All right, so we got our shoulder straps done. The next step is to add our shoulder strap attachment. So this is the bag we're doing. Here's the shoulder straps, and then here is what they attach to right here. So we're gonna go ahead and do those. Double-sided tape will save your life if you sew. So I'm just gonna put it right in the center of all of these. Oh, I'm happy to, Monica. Do you have online tutorials? I do have a YouTube. I just started that not too long ago, so there's only a couple there. But if you click on the BB up here and go to my TikTok profile, to the right of the follow button, there's the little Instagram icon. And if you click on that, it has my Instagram and it has my YouTube. So you can just click on my YouTube link and it'll take you there so you can check out those tutorials. I think I only have 3. One of them is a TikTok live that I did, that I just edited. I know a couple people asked me to add these lives over to YouTube. That way they can watch them later if they have to jump off. So I'm going to try to do that. Do you think you might have penguin? Maybe. I don't have any now, but I love the sound of that. My fantasy photo. Is it still available? Okay, I know this seems like an obsessive amount of double-sided tape, but it will all make sense in a second. If this is your first time watching, if you've been here before, you know what's about to happen. Where do you get my Sugar Plum and Lola? I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard to keep stuff in stock. They sell out so fast, and I can't just restock the same print. I mean, I guess I can, but it's just so hard. Okay, so I did that because I was just talking. I folded both sides in. I put a little mark on the fabric where it needs to stop right there. So I just added my hardware, folded over the top. This is going to be what it looks like on the bag. So I fold down one side, just like that. And then I fold down the other side. Can you make it perfectly? Oh, that sounds pretty. Yeah. Okay, and then what I do on these is that I taper the top a little bit, so that way when I fold it over, this part is smaller than this part down here, so it disappears behind the vinyl. If you do it the same size, sometimes it can peek out over the side. So I just taper the top of it like that. See how this is a little bit wider down here and then there's no space up top? And then I'm going to add a piece of double-sided tape. Add my hardware, take that off, fold it over to that mark that I made, and that is the shoulder strap attachment. Next up was snowman. I did have one with my Christmas release this year or last year, but I don't keep snowman in stock. Please have detailed online classes. I know, I wish I had the time. I am the only one who does this. This is my full-time job, but I cut, I sew, I order, like supplies. I just don't have enough time in the day. I wish I did. Have you done a hummingbird? Yes. I know for a fact I'm sold out of all my hummingbird. But if you want to see what it looks like, you can go to my website. I think the zip around wallet is still listed. It's just sold out. I don't ship to Canada. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have our shoulder strap attachments all folded up. Now what I'm going to do is add double-sided tape to the back of it. And then we're going to place it on the front and the back of the bag. And then sew them down. Did you ever get the back of Adam Pattis? No, that's on my list. Remember how I said I have a ton of stuff I have to do? Okay, so here is the front and the back. I'm modifying my collet a little bit different from the pattern, and I'll show you guys. So this is the collet. I like my sides to be one solid color. The way the pattern is done, this top part right here attaches to this part, which is over here. So I do mine slightly different. So what I'm going to do is find my marks. Okay, good. Alright, so I marked where they go. I'm going to use my ruler, take off my double-sided tape on the back. Gonna line it up with the bottom and then bunch it right up against that ruler. That way it's nice and straight on the bag. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then these get sewn on. Happy Friday! Use a stronger needle sewing with that material. I mean, I use a size 19, sometimes size 20. Okay, so it's just taped on here. We're going to sew it on in a second. I'm going to do the same thing on the back because our front and back are the exact same. Does your needle come up with a tape? No, I put the tape in the center and then I'm stitching on the side. So I don't get any tape on my needle except for when I stitch across the top because the tape is in the center. Alright, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. Take off my tape, line this up, and then we'll sew it on. Alright, that's one. Oh, yes, that kind of material. No problem. This is a Juki 1181. I live in Hawaii. How often do you clean your machine? Once a week. Every Monday I clean my machine and I switch out the needle. Okay. So, front or back, they're both the exact same. We're going to go ahead and sew this on. I'm going to use a 5 stitch length. And once I'm done, I'll show you up close what it looks like. I'm going to clip my thread where I started. I go back to work on Tuesday. 6 weeks. I would never want to go back to work. Okay, so coming down, my presser foot is on this metal, so I just stick a piece of Peltex behind it, just so it doesn't scrape up my vinyl when I come down. People normally ask me, what is that? So that is what it looks like stitched on. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. I wish I didn't have to go back to work. I bet. What's the purse below the one you just picked up? This one is the what is it? Colette. This is the Colette. That's the Catalina. It's a crossbody bag. All right. Those are both stitched on, so that's what it looks like. And then this gets rivets, double capped rivets, so I'm just going to mark the center. I'm going to poke the holes, and then I'm going to add the rivets after I sew the other one on. Do you print your own vinyl? I have a supplier. You just went back to work after 3 years. God bless you. How's it going? Do you want to take a nap like midway? How are you so straight? Practice. Just practice. You hate it. Oh no. Can you show it? Yeah, when I'm done with this bag, just remind me and I'll grab it. Do I ship to Toronto? No, just within the United States. How many bags you make in a day? It depends. A lot of the times I'm not just making bags. Like I made those 2 notebooks and then I'm making this bag. Earlier I made a Becca. So it really just depends. But if I were just doing like this bag, I could probably do like 3 or 4 a day. Okay, so I'm just marking where my rivets go. I'm going to use my tool to poke those holes out. Hey, Alexis. So I just roll my fabric over just so I can get to my marking. And then I just poke those holes. Let me grab my rivets. These are medium double capped rivets. I get mine from Tandy Leather. So you put the post in. And then you put the back cap on, and then you set it. If we pay shipping, we'd be able to ship to Toronto. So I live in Hawaii. Shipping is absolutely stupid expensive. If you want to send me an email, I can give you a quote of what it would cost, but I know I sent, somebody ordered in Canada, I don't know where in Canada they were, 6 passport holders, and I think it was like, and they're only, the package was like, I don't know, 10 ounces. It wasn't even a pound, and I think it was like $30 for shipping. So, I mean, if you want to send me an email and tell me what you want, like what item you're looking to buy, I can give you a price quote. My email is info@butterbags.com. What is vinyl? It's the fabric that I'm using. This is vinyl. It's also called faux leather. All right, let me set these. So this is my rivet press. So that is what they look like. I'm gonna do the same thing here. It's the same in Australia. Yeah, it's crazy. Are the snaps hard to get? Nope. It's really easy. Alright, so here's the other panel. And then the next step This is my modified step, so this will not be in the pattern. I'm going to put the sides, attach the sides to it. So I'm going to clip them on first, and then I'm going to stitch them in place. All right, I'm gonna set this aside, grab the other panel, and then do the exact same thing. And then we're gonna sew them on. It's not embroidered. Nope, this is just the print. How much is the bag? I can't give prices on live, but they're all listed on my website, butterbags.com. Okay, so I'm going to sew it on with a 3 stitch length, and then I'm going to top stitch with a 5. So that is sewn on. That is sewn on. And then I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to stitch along the edge, which is called a top stitch. And I'm going to top stitch with a 5 stitch length. This is what it looks like when it's top stitched. This is what it looks like when it's not. So top stitching helps this lay down nice and flat, like this right here. And it also is like decorative. So when you buy the pattern, this is what the pattern is going to look like with these already on the same. I adjust mine slightly. And again, that just gives me a side of the bag that's all the same color. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on this panel. Stitch it down and then open it up and top stitch. And then after I top stitch this, I'm going to check my bobbin. I've been sewing with this navy for a while, and it's sounding like it might be getting low. Thank you guys. Oh, no, we're good. We should be able to finish this bag. Thanks, Lisa. Okay, next up is to add the zipper to the top of the bag. I'm going to use a navy zipper. Again, this is a double zip, double pull. So I'm going to clip it to the top of the bag, and I'm going to do a stay stitch on it, and then I'm going to add the lining. And then stitch that on the zipper. And I'm going to do this on a 4 stitch length. All right, so the outside is attached to the zipper. The envelope looks sewn out. Yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna last long. Okay, and then now what I'm going to do is stitch my inside lining also onto the zipper. So I'm gonna clip that in place. Nancy. Bye, Karen. Have a good night. All right, so I just clip it on one side, clip it on the other side, and then just meet in the middle. Yeah, this is such a cute bag because on the outside it's kind of dark, and then you have this pop of color, the orange on the inside. Have you tried making book sleeves? I don't think so. I try to stay away from things like iPad sleeves, book sleeves, things that can, that aren't the same size, right? There's so many different size books, Bibles. A couple people have asked me about doing Bible covers. There's so many different size Bibles, iPads, tablets, things like that. So I typically reserve that for like custom orders. To buy it. So I already posted this on my website for anybody to buy. It's butterbags.com. I have 2 of them. Somebody said they bought one. So I don't know if the other one is available. So the interior and exterior is now attached to the zipper. What I'm going to do is clip down the bottom and the sides, and then I'm going to do a top stitch. Yeah, my website is butterbags.com, or you can just click the link in my bio. This bag gets really big. It's a little hard to maneuver, so I'm gonna have to pick it up. Okay, so I have my sides and my bottom clipped down, and that's gonna make sure everything is nice and even when I do a top stitch. The top stitch is gonna be right underneath that zipper. Again, it's gonna hold it down flat, and then it's gonna make just a really nice, pretty stitching on the outside. And I'm top stitching on a 5-stitch length. All right. Let me get these clips off, and then I'll show you guys up close what it looks like. Here is the top stitching, and then here's what it looks like on the inside. So this is one side of the bag, either the front or the back, and then now we're going to do the exact same thing with the other side of the bag. It's going to be attached like this, So I'm going to fold this over. I love the orange. And then I'm just going to line up this zipper, clip it in place, and then do the exact same thing that we just did for the other side. When do you put your nameplate on it? So typically on this bag, it goes, I don't even know if you can see it. It goes on the front panel, but because I don't want to put anything on this front panel because we have this star of the show, I'm going to add my zipper name tag to the zipper pull. That's going to be the last step. So I'm talking about a little tag that's zipped around the wallet, but the wallets are so, yeah, the wallets, the zip around wallet actually, so that was the first thing to sell out when I listed them. But I know this morning I had, I think I had some regular wallets still available. Do anything with just stars? I don't. This is the Colette. Alright, so I'm going to sew that on. Alright, now we have both the inside and the outside sewn onto the wallet. We only have one side of the interior, so we're going to go ahead and sew the other side of the interior. This is the one with the zipper pocket onto the zipper. Before you don't offer custom. Yeah, I do. They're just my custom orders are closed right now until August. Why is the zipper so much longer than the bag? Because I just bought a longer zipper. There's a lot of different patterns that I make or that I use. And so some of them call for a 12-inch zipper. Some of them call for a 20-inch zipper. So sometimes I'll just buy like a 25 and use it in different stuff. And then just cut it down. I'm going to cut it down later. Alright, so I'm sewing the zipper pocket panel onto the zipper. Then we're going to open that up and do another top stitch. So we're going to open it up. We're going to do a top stitch down here just like we did up here. So I'm going to clip my panels together. And my sides together. And then do a top stitch. I want to make sure everything is nice and even. Okay. She's the beast. Top stitch with a 5. I do. Put my thread. Get rid of all these clips. And I'll show you guys up close what it looks like. So here we go. We got the front, the back. These are going to be our sides. So this is going to be half of the side, and then we're going to add another half to the side. And then it zips open and it comes down along the side. So the next step is going to be to add the bottom to the exterior. So I'm going to get everything out of the way except for one panel. Add my bottom. I'm going to clip that in place and then sew it. That's a message for price. Alright, so we're going to sew that down. I'm ordering the bag. Can I get the notebook as well to match? Susan, which one? The owl? If it's the owl, someone just told me that the notebooks are sold out. And I don't have any more of that fabric here. Thanks, Cassie. Alright, so that is stitched on. Now I'm going to open it up and do a top stitch. Yeah, I'm sorry, Susan. I don't have any more owl fabric, and someone told me that they're sold out. Okay, so that is the top stitch. I don't know if you saw it, I got a phone call. How do you interface the bottom of the vinyl? So I lay the vinyl wrong side up, just like it is. I put the interfacing down, in this case it's Peltex, and then I have a pressing cloth that goes over it, and then I have a steam press that I use. And that interfaces it. So now what I'm doing is I'm adding the bottom to the other side of the bag, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to clip it in place stitch it in place, and then open up and do a top stitch. You're welcome. Hello. Alright, so now I have to open up my zipper so I can get on the interior to do the top stitch. Wrong side. Yeah, this owl is really pretty. I think I only have 3 things in this print too. I have this bag. I'm going to make sure this is out of the way so I don't stitch on it. I think I only have the Colette, which is this bag, a notebook, and a passport holder. Oh, and I have a wallet. I don't know why I never did like a full collection. This and a Becca would be so pretty. I'm just trimming my thread. Alright, so here's what the bottom looks like with the top stitch on both sides. And then now we're going to do the same thing for the inside lining. We're going to attach that. We're just not going to top stitch. Let me show this live to your YouTube whenever I can. Okay, I will try. There shouldn't be a problem with it though. Okay, so now I'm going to get all of the other side out of the way. Take this panel, add my bottom, and then sew that on. Almost 3 o'clock. Okay, so we have the bottom attached to one side, and then I'm going to attach it to the other side. Excuse me. And then there's only a couple more steps and this bag is done. Thanks, Billy. And then now what I'm going to do is cut off the extra material for my zipper. So I'm going to do a little stitch right here, just so if I open it up, I don't accidentally rip the zipper pull off. So I'm going to make sure my interior is lined up. This isn't necessary, it just makes me feel better. So I just do a stitch a couple of times. And then cut that excess off. I'm going to hit it with a lighter so my zipper tape does not unravel. I'm going to re-thread my machine because I accidentally ripped that off. And then do the same thing over here. The next step is going to be to add the other part of the side. So, this is what we got so far. We have the front, we've added the bottom, and then we've added the other side. We also have this right here, which is this. This is the top part. And then now we need to add the bottom half, which is going to be the full side of our bag. So now what we're going to do is add the exterior to the exterior, right sides together, and then we're going to add the interior to the interior. They're going to be clipped apart like that and sewn independently. And then we're going to come in and we're going to stitch over the center. But we're going to stitch all of these together over the center. But the first step is to sew the outside to the outside and the inside to the inside like that. So I'm going to clip them together and then sew them. So the inside to the inside. Then outside to the outside. Just pay for the bag that says sold out. Yeah, I mean, I only have a limited amount, and so if somebody buys it or checks out before you, there's unfortunately nothing that I can do. I'm so sorry. I will have more of this. This is like my, I think I've sold 2 before, so I will restock this print. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sew my interior to my interior. And then fold that under and sew my exterior to exterior. Flip it over and do the exact same thing on this side. The zipper is in the center, so it won't let you go further than that. You just paid for the bag. You were paying? Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. If it lets you pay for it, then you were able to order it successfully. Thanks, Michelle. Hi, Debbie. Okay, so they are now stitched together, the inside to the inside, the outside to the outside on both sides. We did not stitch down the center. I'm just going to clip on my thread. And then trim off a little bit of the exterior. When I sew mine, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's the pattern. I can't remember. I haven't looked at the pattern in so long. But when I sew mine together, I have just a little tiny overhang right here. So that's all I'm clipping off. It's just the overhang, just so it's nice and flush. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to take the interior and exterior, clip those together. And then we're going to sew through all of them down the center right here. And then what we're going to do is I clip back the interior lining, so that's out of the way. And we're going to open up the exterior and we're going to do a top stitch right along here. So this is now what the side of our bag looks like. Can I pay for the bag? And you can make another one for me. I don't have any more material. I don't have any more of the owl material here. I will have to order more. I'm sorry. Okay, so now here's what our side looks like, all top stitched. And I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. This is the Colette bag, this bag right here. Need dolphins. I have a sea turtle, but not dolphins. I know, this, wait until I'm done with it. It's so, I mean, I'm not like tooting my own horn or anything. I think I may have even, like when I first got this print, I came live and I asked everybody what they thought the best lining option would be. And actually somebody suggested this orange, and it's so pretty because the outside is so dark. It's got the nice deep navy colors. And then you open it up and you have this pop of orange. It's just so pretty. Alright, so I'm not going to walk through each step that I'm doing here because I just did on, it's the exact same thing that I did on the other side. So the outside to the outside, inside to the inside, flip it over, do the same thing. I'm sewing V6. Where'd you buy the orange fabric? This I got from Joann. Let me see if I can remember. I'm trying to remember the brand. I can't remember the brand, but if you remember if you remind me after I make this, I just bought a whole bolt of it so I can go pick up the bolt and tell you exactly like the item number. Oh, thanks, Arlene. I'm glad. Okay, so now we're going to clip the interior out, do a top stitch on the exterior. And then all we have to do, the only thing that's left on this bag is to attach the side to the bag. Attach the side to the body. And that's it for the outside and the inside. And then we add on our shoulder straps. And she is done. It wasn't Keepsake, the calico. It was the other kind that's right beside it normally. I can't think of it. But I want to say it's like $5 or $6.99. It's not very expensive. Okay. Quilter Showcase. That's exactly what it is. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Alright, so now I'm going to open up my zipper. My main zipper all the way on both sides. I'm also going to go ahead and open up my zipper pocket zipper because we're sewing this inside out and I'm going to use this pocket to turn it right side out. So I need all of my zippers open. And then what I do is I do my interior side first. So what we're doing is we're attaching the side to the bag like that to close it up. So I'm going to clip my exterior out of the way. And then I'm going to take my interior. I'm going to line up the center to the center of the bottom. And then clip that, or not clip that, I'm going to pin it in place. Anytime you're sewing a curve, you can use clips if you want to. Pins, in my opinion, will keep everything in place. You're going to have to take the clip off before you sew it. So what could happen is your fabric could shift a little bit once you take that clip off. But you can sew over pins. You don't have to take those off. So your fabric will not shift if you're using pins. That's why I do it this way. You can do it however you want. And then for the exterior, because you cannot pin the vinyl, I'm going to use clips, but then I'm going to staple my curves, sew it, and then remove the staples. And again, those staples are going to keep the fabric from shifting because I do have to take off the clips before I sew. I worked at Joanne's for 6 years, so you should know them all. Makes me know things so well. It's not easy. Yeah, I mean, it's complicated until you learn how to do it. And you just learn by just practicing, just doing it over and over again. I can't tell you how many times I've made this bag. I could do it like in my sleep. I don't even need the pattern anymore, but it was because I did it over and over again. You should see me the first time I try to make something, like a pattern that I've never used before. It's a nightmare. I think I did it live one time, and I was like, never again. It was a fanny pack. And I think I may have even made that like once before I came live, and it was still not great. When did you learn to sew? Like almost 10 years ago. I was just sewing clothes when I first started sewing. And then just like with anything, it's just a progression, right? You just try different things. If you like it, you keep doing it. If you don't, you go back to what you like. I love making clothes. I wish I actually had the time to make more of my own clothes. I just don't have time. As you see, I mean, sewing takes a lot of time. Okay, so this is going to be hard to see, but I have my side attached to my body all the way around. This kind of keeps you from seeing what I'm doing. But now I'm going to go ahead and sew it all up. I can't stop watching. Thank you. I was like a pattern. I was instructed. Exactly, I do the same thing. I see how I can like maneuver the pattern to where it works for me. I'm the same way. What I don't like about a lot of patterns is they have a really big seam allowance. So you're taking almost half an inch of fabric out. So after a couple of times I make the pattern the right way, then I usually modify it just so I'm not wasting so much fabric. My daughters are learning to sew. I wish I would have learned a lot sooner in life. I absolutely love it. Okay, now we're going to take off all the pins. And then we're going to do the exact same thing for the interior on the other side. So I'm going to clip the exterior out of the way. And then again, find the interior center and line that up with the center of the bottom. And then just pin it all the way around. I learned in middle school. I think I had a home ec class where I sewed like a pillowcase, but that was it. Make it look so simple. Just practice. Would you mind to save these lives on YouTube? Yeah, somebody asked me earlier if I could repost this live. I'm definitely going to do that. I don't know if it'll be tonight or tomorrow, but I will definitely repost this live. That way you can go back and if you want to make the pattern yourself, you can go back and watch it. Or if you're bored and just want to listen to a sewing machine, you can go back and watch it. Made a turtle belly. What sewing machine do you use? So for my industrial, I have a Juki 1181, and then I have a domestic sewing machine that I do like any interior sewing, and that is a Juki Exceed. Alright, just a couple more on this side. I'll probably fast forward this part on the YouTube. Or speed it up. The thing about sewing is that you don't, I mean, you're prepping more than you're actually running it through the sewing machine. So think about all we've done so far. The folding, the adding double-sided tape, lining up. Sewing is like the smallest part of what you do. I taught myself to crochet as an adult. Sewing was just not your friend. Now I learned how to crochet when I was like a teenager. And knit. My mom showed me how to do all that jazz, which I still do. Not here, really. I mean, since I moved to Hawaii, I think I've crocheted like, well, I crocheted like 4 blankets. But you don't need hats or scarves or anything here. Back home on the East Coast, like I would make myself a new hat and scarf every season, at least one. These not just a small portion, yeah. Are you near the volcano? No, that's the different island. That is on the big island, and I live on Oahu. Alright, that one is done. Hey, Elizabeth. I crocheted when I was 10 or 11 and picked up knitting. Yeah. I actually love crocheting more. I think it's just because it's just the one. I don't have to worry about going from one knitting needle to the other. Alright, we're done with those. Now we're going to go ahead and close the exterior. So we did the interior just now, and then now we're going to go ahead and close the exterior. This is going to go a lot faster because I don't have to put a whole bunch of clips in place. I said yes, I know her. I said no, stay away, they say, so something, yours have structure. When you sew what? The Colette? I think this bag is sold out. Alright, so we're going to do the exact same thing. Find the center. I actually have it marked. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. To the center of the bottom. And then I'm going to clip that in place. And then I'm just going to add a couple staples just around the curve part so it doesn't shift when I'm sewing it. Okay, so that side is done. I'll show you guys up close what it looks like just clipped together before we sew it. Oh, the bag is sold out. She doesn't have any more. Yep, I'm sorry. I don't have any more of this material right now. Will you be able to get the material again? I'm ordering more material just in general this weekend. I might add this to the list. So it normally takes me about a week to get my material in, and then like another week for me to schedule like the sewing for it. Okay, so we have the side clip to the front and the back and the bottom. And then now I'm just going to add a couple of staples just around this circular part. I'm going to remove them when I'm done, so no need to freak out. I have to know it's really fun watching my bag being made. Barbara, this is yours. Can I write your name on it? On the inside so you don't see it on the outside. Will you be doing more of the teacher print? Yeah, that is on my list to order for sure. I know that for certain. So I'm just adding a couple of staples outside of my seam allowance. So I'm not going to sew through them. And then I can just take them out as soon as I'm done sewing this all together. Yes, okay. Let's see, B-A-R, B-A-R-A. There you go, there's your bag. Alright, so we have a couple of staples just around the curve. We have it clipped up. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew this together. And then all we have to do is the exact same thing on the other side, and then the bag is done. Do you have nurse's print? I think I'm sold out. I have a collection called Healthcare. If I do have anything left, it would be there. I think I have like 1 or 2 more pieces left in that print. Okay, so that is all sewn together. I'm gonna go ahead and take the staples out. You're welcome. Uh-oh. All right. And then now we're just going to close this side the exact same way. Send you a few emails concerning the passport pattern that I can't download. Okay, Danielle, I don't know if it was you that asked me this last time, but I don't want you to get lost. Let me clip this and then I'm going to check my email just to make sure I got it. Because I haven't gotten any emails about the passport pattern. Let me just clip this together and then I'll check my email real quick. Okay. So can you go ahead and just message me your email on TikTok? And then once I get off live, I'll go ahead and send you an email. I only ship in the United States. I'm so sorry. All right, so I'm gonna add a couple of staples. And remember, this is outside of our seam allowance, so we're not going to sew on the staples. And then we're just gonna remove them. That one wasn't down far enough. All right, done with that. Let's sew this up, and then we can turn it right side out through our little pocket. Do you take the staples out? Yes, I do. Take the staples out, and then I think I'm going to trim up a little bit of this extra fabric out of my seam allowance. Just trim that up so there's not a lot of bunching when I turn it right side out. I'm going to turn my iron on. When I turn this right side out, the bottom especially, because I use Peltex, tends to get a little wrinkly. So I just stick my iron on the inside of the bag where there's cotton fabric and give it a little steam, and that's usually enough to get out the wrinkles from the outside since you can't iron the outside. How would you make the Denver backpack? It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough pattern, but it's totally doable. Just gonna trim a little bit with my pinking shears. I have a mini Denver right there, and I've done the full size. It's so rewarding when you're done with it, but it is a little tough. especially the first time you do it. But there's a lot of really good YouTube videos out there. And I think Swoon, I'm pretty sure Swoon has a Facebook group. I want to try the mini. Yeah. It's a fun pattern. It can just be a little confusing. All right, Barbara. We're turning your bag right side out. I don't know, I didn't even show you guys. I just trimmed off a little bit of this extra fabric outside of the seam allowance. That way everything will sit nice and flat when we turn it right side out. Are you listening to a station? It's a playlist. It's a playlist on my Amazon Music. Alright, so I just push and roll. That way you won't put a lot of stress on that pocket, that zipper pocket. So it kind of gets all balled up, so it gets a little wrinkly, but we can take care of that. Especially the bottom. I'm just going to press it all out with my hands. Hook out the corners. Got a little piece of thread. Just going to trim that. My interior all in. I'm going to go ahead and sew up that zipper pocket, and then we'll stick the iron down on the inside and get all those wrinkles out. I'm back. Was I missed? Yes, you were missed. So this is what I was saying about how it's so dark on the outside, but then you have like this really pretty pop of orange on the inside. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the iron on the inside, hit it with a little steam. You cannot touch your vinyl or it will melt. So I go on the inside, hit it with a little steam. That's going to get out any wrinkles out of my inside lining. Do the same thing on this side. Make sure it's all laid in there first. And then I'm going to stand it up. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit the inside bottom with the iron to get those wrinkles out. Not touching my vinyl. Hit it with some steam. And then now it's nice and flat. I'm going to go ahead and get some stuffing for this. I like to, as soon as I'm done with the bag, I like to put stuffing in here, which is going to help it create its shape and keep its shape. And then we're going to add our shoulder straps. There's just some leftover moving paper I never used. Okay, let's add, the name tag is going to go on the zipper, and then we're going to add the shoulder straps, and then she is done. You forgot your logo. Thanks for reminding me, because I normally forget. I normally do forget. I think the bigger iron has no steam. Yeah, I use steam, if that's what the question was. Thanks. All right, so I'm just gonna add this to one of the zipper pulls. So that is what it looks like. It just gives you a little something extra to pull on when you open up the bag. All right, we're done with those. Now let's add our shoulder straps. This was the first thing that we sewed. So I'm going to put them on with clips first, just to make sure that they are nice and even on both sides, and then we're going to secure them with rivets, the same rivets that we used for the shoulder strap connectors. A mini iron might be easier for the inside. I have a mini iron, but for the bigger bags, I actually like the bigger iron because it covers more surface space. It's just a preference. But I mean, you could definitely use one. All right, so they're clipped on. I'm gonna make sure it's the same length on both sides, and it is. And then now we're going to secure it with those rivets. Oh, thank you guys. Okay. How long are your straps? For this bag, I cut them 30 inches long. I'm gonna make sure my straps are lined up and that I'm centered. Then I'm gonna punch that out, add my rivet with the post, and then the back cap. And I'm gonna do this for all of them, and then we're gonna set them with the rivet press. Thanks, Debbie. It's a really great pattern. So that's what it looks like with the rivets on. They're not secure yet. After this bag, I have to jump off and make dinner, and then I'm going to come back up here and sew the other one that's sold. I probably won't be live doing that though, especially since I just did this one. I don't know if my order went through. Let me check once I'm done with this. All right. Clips up, punch up, that's trash. Set this. Your bag that looks really cute with the scarves tied to it. All right, she is all done. So here we go. Front of the bag, the side. You can poke those sides out. Other side. Decent sized bag. I have one that I use anytime I travel. I take it with me on the airplane, and I can fit so much stuff in here. I can fit like my headphones, a book, a pullover jacket. It fits so much stuff. And you can either open it just the top and get in, or you can open all the way up to the sides and open it nice and wide. And then you have a slip pocket on one side, and then the zipper pocket on the other side. And again, you just get this pop of color with this nice dark bag. I love this print. I will definitely have more. This print always sells out so fast. And then Miss Barbara, this will go out first thing tomorrow. Oh, thanks, Hannah. Nope, this is a Colette. All right, y'all have a great weekend.